Hello everyone, and you get two videos today instead of one. So I appreciate everybody watching. This is a story I wanted to go over for a long time now in the Delphi homicides of Abigail Williams and Liberty German in 2017. This is from the Carroll County Comet, and it's a story from February 17th, 2021. County Sheriff answers double homicide questions from readers. Again, Debbie Lowe, staff writer, was kind enough to do this. And there's a lot of information out there and people speculating and saying that Bridge guy isn't the guy whose voice is on the tape. I mean, I could go on and on all day about the rumors that are unfounded that go on in this case. So some of these questions are answered in here, and I will link this story in the description so you can all read it for yourselves. But I want to go over a couple of things, okay? And there's a lot of things you can't talk about. For example, I'll just start right here. And I made a video about this the other day. Did one or more than one set of footprints lead searchers to the area where the girls were found? Answer: this is Tobe Leazenby answering these questions, the former Carroll County Sheriff. Answer: this speaks to an evidentiary aspect of the investigation, and I would respectfully prefer not to answer. Is there a partial DNA or a full DNA profile of the suspect? This also speaks to an evidentiary aspect of the investigation, he says. The public has been given two sketches. Is the thought that there is more than one person involved, or is the second sketch the suspected killer? Please clarify. These were produced by information gained from witnesses near the area during that time frame. The primary focus by investigators is on the second sketch. So do with that information what you will. Was video collected throughout Delphi from February 13th, 2017, including video from the building across from the abandoned CPS building? Multiple pieces of evidence, including anything technologically based, have been gained. At least information followed into or brought to the attention by the investigators. It says, no matter how distant, do you have the man walking on the bridge videoed by Libby on any other video? He says, again, this is close to an evidentiary information question, and I prefer not to respond. There's all kinds of other things on here, and this is an important one. Do investigators believe the bridge photo and voice belong to the same person? Answer: yes. Let me repeat that for those of you who are still denying this fact. Do investigators believe the bridge photo and voice belong to the same person? Even after answering all those questions, saying they're evidentiary, he comes out and flat out says, yes, the voice and the bridge guy are the same person. Clear as day in this interview. I don't want to go through all of this, but there's all kinds of other questions, etc., etc., etc. Here's another one. Has it been determined the girls were killed where they were found? Answer: based on information known, yes. Now, that doesn't mean that that is the case, but it means that based on the information that they had in 2021 at the time, that's what investigators believed. So he came out and answered that specifically. Here's another one that's interesting. It says, question, can you elaborate about your reference to this case as having a, quote, twist that you have never seen before? Is it something more than Libby audio recording and videotaping their assailants or assailant? Answer: one of the main, quote, twists is that Carroll County has had a high success rate of finding missing persons. For this case to have the initial outcome was nothing we, even as seasoned veterans, expected. So that's a really cryptic answer he gave to that question, interestingly enough. And again, another question, how much closer are you to an arrest than you were last time this year? Answer: we feel we, as we stated previously, are one tip, one email away from finding the responsible party. So again, I'm really curious to see in court what it was that led them to Allen, how long they were on Richard Allen's trail, and if there's anybody else involved in this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else up here. Okay, here's another one. Describe the area where you believe down the hill was said. He flat out says, answer, south end of the high bridge. And then there is another one here. And it's very, very interesting because I want to find it here. I should have bookmarked it. It said something to do. Here's one question before I get into that. Question. A judge has now stepped down for personal indiscretions with a prostitute. The prostitute stated the judge tracked her via the court system. The same judge jailed Mr. Logan for probation violations shortly after the killings and called him a danger to the community. Now, 4 years later, the judge has resigned, the prosecutor has resigned, and no killer is behind bars. Conversely, Mr. Logan has been cooperative with law enforcement, was visibly shaken by the bodies being on his property, and openly allowed law enforcement and media on his property. In your professional opinion, was Mr. Logan targeted by the prosecutor / law enforcement / and or judge? Answer, no. It may have appeared to be that way, but a lot of it dealt with timing on the part of the court system and when Mr. Logan's case was handled. I find that interesting. Very, very interesting answer. It may have appeared that way, but a lot of it dealt with timing. It's almost as if he's subtly suggesting, hey, Logan was just caught up in some really, really bad timing, to where he decided to violate his probation or parole the same day that 2 bodies were dumped on his property. Like, again, he's not flat out saying that, but that statement and that answer are very suggestive of that. I hope you all found this enlightening. Again, I'm going to link to this Carroll County Comet article. I think it's a great article that clears some things up for some people who are still spreading disinformation about this case. And again, God bless Abby and Libby, rest their souls, to their family members again. We're just trying to keep this information in the public eye out here. And if there is anybody else involved, make sure that they are brought to justice on your behalf. Have a great day, everybody.